some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Welcome into the Braylon Over Show. It is Woodward Sports 2.0, and I am that host. My co-host Anson Wells always with me, joining me as well. Typically when we come in here, we have some fun, we crack some jokes, we talk all the things, and we take our time getting to what the subject matter is. But today is a serious one. It's a tough one, and it involves your DB, Terrion Arnold, Detroit Lions' #1 pick in 2024 draft. Before we get there, man, let's try to be as loose as we can about just what's been going on in the state of Michigan as it relates to your sports teams over the past months. Jesus Christ. What's up, B-Lab? What's up, Smooth Teddy Cam? Cam, give me the graphic. Ladies and gentlemen.
Remind me, man.
Tarek Skubal potentially traded. That's been going on all year long, and now maybe he stays, maybe he goes. Dylan Larkin requested trade. Hasn't been done, but maybe once or twice in the last 35 years by a captain of a prime organization like the Detroit Red Wings, the Detroit Tigers' downfall. We start off in one place, and now here we are 12 games below 500 in a horrible division that is the AL Central. Dusty May, shout out to all my Michigan people. I felt that one too, but at least we got a chip out of that.
So that's right,
that's how I had to word it. I said, you guys, you know what I'm saying, now you don't have to deal with them, and us, at least we got the chip. Last night, Beef Stew was traded, which isn't even the craziest news in Detroit. We will get to that because a lot of people, oh my God, they got rid of Beef Stew. Me, I'm not one of those people, and I'll tell you why a little bit later. But the biggest news of the day, as I say hello to the chat, is the news about Terrion Arnold.
Big news.
Detroit Lions first-round cornerback Terrion Arnold surrendered to Florida authorities on Wednesday night, facing 4 counts of kidnapping and 4 counts of armed robbery. We'll revisit the situation a little bit for those of you that don't remember. February, Arnold's Airbnb was burglarized, over $250,000 in assets, jewelry, cash, designer items. He reported it to the police, but prosecutors allege. Now, allege is going to be a very important word today. Allege he then took the law into his own hands, acting as the primary conspirator in an armed retaliation plot against 3 teens who investigators later proved were completely innocent. Before I come to you, Anson, here we go. Ours, because this is where it gets interesting. This is why we're here today. This is why the conversation has changed, and this is why Terrion Arnold is now in custody. Hours before Arnold's arrest warrant was executed, co-defendants Ariana Delvell and Jasmine Randazzo accepted plea deals with the state. Delvell and Randazzo allegedly lured the victims to the apartment and reported live streamed the confrontation. Facing prison time, their legal strategy shifted to cooperating with the state of Florida in exchange for reduced sentences. They have agreed, and this is why I bring you an answer. This is where it gets serious, and this is why I'll ask the question. They have agreed to testify against the remaining defendants. This completely undercuts the defense's ability to dismiss the allegations and minor speculations, because now the state has an inside witness. Anson is our boy T.A. You know what, for lack of a better word, fucked.
I was going to say, is your mom watching? Because, yeah, he's fucked. I know I heard at some point a name Fredo.
Fredo and the Instagram models, man.
Yeah, and then Randazzo.
Fredo in there.
I mean, man, this is wild. When it hit last night, shout out to the heavies for just being on it, going live at night.
2.5 hours they put in.
Unbelievable, man.
Shout out to Spinny and
listen, when this stuff was going on, I kept asking everybody, I'm like, why are y'all just making this out to be a nothing burger?
Yeah.
There was so much smoke behind this thing that I just didn't think that it was just going to go away. Now, I didn't see this coming, though, Bray. I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, this is on a whole nother level. If you remember back in February, Terrion Arnold said, yeah, this happened, but it had nothing to do with me. I wasn't a part of it. I wasn't there, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now, based on these 2 eyewitnesses that have come forward and said they would testify, it seems like he had a lot more to do in the matter.
State's witnesses, when you said that, that's when I knew he's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts on you? Because we're all just getting information.
He's cooked.
And there is the conversation, because at least if he gets exonerated, which likely chances of that right now, but if he gets exonerated, you're looking at 6 to 12 month process. which means I think the Lions football season is cooked as it relates to that. But what are your thoughts on it now that we have more information? Be like,
yeah, I mean, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him just because of the whole Cam Sutton situation back in 2023 when he was throwing his fiance or girlfriend outside of the window or whatever that was. I wouldn't be surprised if they cut him. And to my research, I have seen that the Lions would they would escape, but at the same time, they would have some dead cap. I'm going to put it up here right now. Spot Track posted this earlier this morning, and it's not terribly bad if we cut him as far as like money-wise goes, but my only question is how did they not know? How was this kind of underlying problem not addressed? I feel like, to your point too, I'm not trying to take this away, but you're right with Frank Ragnow. How did they not know about that either? Like, and find a replacement right away. Like, if you already know this stuff is buzzing around, especially it's been around since February, when this news first dropped. And it surprises me a little bit that we weren't seeing much more of kind of an awareness to this whole aspect, especially like finding a replacement or, kind of addressing this situation as a whole. Because, I mean, regardless of the fact, our defense, especially our secondary, has been awfully garbage for the last 2 years. So
the secondary has struggled, I think, as it relates to knowing and tipping your hand to when I think is a tough situation, when there's an ongoing legal matter. You can't necessarily speak out against it, and until there is a situation like today where yesterday where he is placed under arrest, he is in jail. Now there are different charges there is more evidence. Now the Lions will maybe have to come out and say something. Now it takes a different turn. But in the beginning, you can't say anything because it is a legal matter, and at that particular time in February, he was at that particular time, they dismissed it, say, hey, we're good for right now. I will say this, though. It seems as if they did address the situation. Keith Abney in the 5th round, Roger McCreary, you pick him up from the Houston Texans. And then also, I find it very ironic and very eerie that Ennis Rakestraw has been coming up more and more and more and more over the past 3 weeks. I remember we've talked about him in terms of where he is, Dan Campbell's sound, and DB coach 3 times in the last 2 weeks. So I think that was the Detroit Lions maybe addressing what could be in the future, which is the present now.
Well, and I think you got a great point there because they addressed so many other guys. And realistically, the biggest question mark has been over Terrion, and it's been for months. And it's not just
the question was about Terrion. It wasn't even about this situation.
Exactly.
It just started with his play on the field.
100%. Yeah. And then it became this thing. But now you've got 2 reasons to talk about this guy, and they're not talking about him. They really weren't talking about him.
Right.
They addressed the situation a little bit. Yeah. When they did bring up Terrion later on, when OTA started out, Terrion will be fine. Really just kind of said a lot without saying much. And by not saying much, they said everything that we needed to know. They did know that this was a bigger problem. They had to have. Now, when you're talking about Frank Ragnow and what his health condition can be while he's climbing mountains and on his snowmobile all off season, that's something he can keep to himself. You have authorities.
Nature man.
You have. I'm going to tell you right now. The Ford family had a private investigator if they weren't getting their answers from the PD down there.
Yeah.
And they were finding out. They were fact finding and figuring whether or not they were going to have this kid or not. And to your point, Bray, like they didn't make the big splash move. They didn't use their first rounder on a corner. But yeah, they got a great guy out of the 4th that probably could have been a 3rd rounder, and McCreary, a vet that you and I both like a lot, but. This is still a major, major loss because whether we want to sit there and play whether he can ever play for the Lions again or not, I mean, the likelihood of him playing in the NFL ever again.
I'm still trying to figure out how did Terrion Arnold get here? And I think that's the conversation that everybody wants to know. We don't have those answers. Everything that we're talking now is speculation. Everything that we're talking now is opinion. And I want to make sure you understand that and it's clear. These aren't facts. These are just opinions. But how did we get here, Terrion Arnold? I see a lot of individuals on comments today, whether it's the radio, whether it's on the shows, whether it's in the chat. I don't understand how millionaires put themselves in this situation. I don't understand how millionaires get here. Well, I do. I've played with a lot of these individuals from time to time. I've been one of these individuals from time to time. You're loyal to your crew. And you're loyal to the crew. These are the people you grow up with. These are your brothers, whether you're blood related or not. A lot of times that not blood makes you a lot closer, if you will. You get close, and money doesn't change that. Like
money affords you more mistakes.
Money
it puts you in more positions to make mistakes. Now,
you
are
don't,
you broke and you're robbing people
your
to get by? No, but this money. I mean, think about it. These guys, they're his crew and everything, but. Hey, maybe I'll throw you some money to do it, or we can recoup it. We'll all split it.
It's
There's
not
so
even a
many
crew.
Things that drive people.
The term crew
involved.
comes up like in situations like they boys.
For sure,
boys.
but there's also
now,
money
it's a crew,
involved, man.
Because crew lends to gang, and they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So
I mean, shit, me and my crew have done some dumb stuff.
Yeah,
true. Pissed
me and my
off
boys.
trying to get back at people. You know,
and
what
that's
I'm
why I'm trying to figure out how did we get here.
I hate
Terrion
that talk, man. Because
like
listen, dude, I've seen
he did some dumb shit.
Most of my friends that made money got into bigger trouble once they made it.
I will say this though, trying to figure out what happened in this situation. I don't know, speculation. It seems like it's a situation that just kept escalating. How many times have you seen a movie and it's like, it didn't even start off that way, and then you look in and it's a whole deeper plot. Situation where, hey, this is my stuff.
It's a much deeper plot on this one, brother.
It's like, hey, look, man, my things. Because I think that's what it is. My stuff got stolen at an Airbnb that we had. It's my stuff. It's my ish. Let's go get the ish back.
So he's the ringleader? Is what it sounds like?
That's what it sounds like. He's the mob.
So what is he worse at? Pass coverage or creating plots?
Paying attention to detail, and the attention to detail leads to both. It's the attention to detail. Like I'm listening to, they have tape, they got the whole live stream, they have the group chats, they have this, that, and the third. Like there's just a bevy of information that it seems like they have in this situation. If it's all true, what are we doing?
Yeah, don't use your phone, people. What are you thinking?
As I was just
plan
on my
and
phone.
scheme in person.
Yeah, but
doesn't matter if it's on WhatsApp,
right?
Because it's free and because it's Wi-Fi. Man, the fact is right now, Arnold faces 8 felony counts to carry a potential life sentence. He is currently being held with no bond. The prosecution alleged digital evidence exists, including a text group chat, which I was alluding to, and a live stream of the assault alleged broadcasted directly to Arnold and others. The only thing Arnold has in his defense is Arnold's defense team, EAG Sports Management, strongly maintains his innocence, asserting there is no credible evidence directly linking him to the state or leaning entirely on the
Until
word
they get
of
the live
convicted
stream.
felons.
Get the live stream link. That's wild stuff, man.
That is wild stuff.
The ultimate flag. He got a lot in the NFL, but man, this one he's not going to be able to beat.
So, Bray, how do you think they respond to that then? Because, like, there's a hole again all of a sudden. Like, are we really going to rely on Ennis Rakestraw to fulfill that hole after we've never seen him before? Or, like, Rock Ya-Sin, who kind of struggled a little bit early on last year. And I know Terrion was, like, expected to be, like, more of a nickel guy this year, and him and Abney were going to go at it. And I don't know where does that leave the Lions though for the future? That's my kind of question here.
Well, realistically, if you go back to OTAs and what was playing out, Terrion Arnold didn't start in OTAs. Like it was assumed that he was going to fight against Rock Ya-Sin to get his spot back for training camp, or maybe fight against Keith Abney and those guys. But Rock Ya-Sin as well as DJ Reed were the number one DBs during OTAs.
That's true.
So realistically, luckily the Lions still have money. Maybe there's a situation where you want to go out there and provide one of those veteran DBs that's still floating around on free agency situation. But right now, I think the Lions, I think Rock Ya-Sin and DJ Reed might have been the guys anyway.
To hold it down.
And I think Terrion might have been fighting with Roger McCray and Keith Abney Jr. Sure. Yes, I know 5th round pick. Yes, I know rookie. But I think that was the situation he was in. And it was going to be interesting. And also, is Ennis Rakestraw, who they keep parading around, is he healthy? Is he going to be that 2nd round pick? Like I don't even know what his skills are.
Well, and that's the question. And it could be a surprising good thing, you know, because he's got talent. I wasn't super high on him coming out, but he still was certainly worth the pick where he was taken. This is a guy that is long and has a good pedigree in college, and who knows what his ceiling is. But he's going to have to step up into a major role. He's no longer a byline on this team like he has been for the last 2 years.
Right.
This is a guy that absolutely has to contribute, or the team is going to have to add somebody somewhere along the line.
Yeah, it's a heavy conversation. Such an interesting conversation. We'll get back to you and we'll talk more about the Terrion Arnold situation. Right now, he is sitting in a jail, waiting to see what the next move is for him, and also we're waiting to see what the next move is for the Detroit Lions.
That's
Florida jail.
I don't trust those letters as far as I can throw them. Don't mess around. Florida man, whenever you
Florida, Louisiana, don't go to jail down there.
Florida man. Yeah, 100%. But Anson, let's know about all day.
All day.
Man, listen. I bet Terrion wishes he had some access to some all-day IPA right now.
Shoot.
Listen, I've never liked IPA. There's 2 in the world that I like, and absolutely all-day IPA was always the one that I dig, man, because a lot of them are so bitter. This one has a really nice, balanced, citrusy, refreshing taste. It's also 4.7% alcohol, so it's going to last you throughout the day, but that balanced taste, that's why I like it. But everyone else seems to as well, because it is the king of the IPA category, and it's celebrating its 15-year anniversary. It's almost weekend time. That means it's all-day IPA time from Founders Brewing, but make sure when you get it that you drink it responsibly.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Terrion Arnold may not be able to change his life right now, but you certainly can, and you can do it with Mortgage Pros. You can find them at mtgopros.com or give them a call at 248-416-1361. They are in Troy. And they've got an amazing culture over there. You saw Bray and I for their block party, their annual employee party. Amazing employee culture. But they can help you change your life, change the trajectory of you and your family. Make the call today. Change your life with Mortgage Pros.
Change your life with Mortgage Pros, and also change your life by staying connected to Woodward Sports. Appreciate you guys for joining us back. Segment 2. I know you guys are tired of Terrion Arnold conversation. There's not a ton there. You know, right now everything we're doing is speculating, we're assuming, we're following, we're posturing. So we're gonna cut that conversation short. But before we do, we just want to talk about the Lions side of it. You know, what do the Lions do now? That's what Bilal was alluding to. What free agents are even out there? Is this something that the Lions have been looking at? Because looking at that that secondary for what it was last year, for what it has been,
Swiss cheese.
it is 100% the spot you look at on this defense where you're like, when you don't have your second, especially when you don't have Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph in there.
Yeah,
so
dude.
this is one of those things where you're always hoping players don't get injured, nothing happens, this, that, and the third. But Terrion Arnold getting injured, whether he was going to be worth that first-round pick or not, he still was realistically, the best DB we had?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, him, DJ Reed, and
I put
Rocky
DJ over
Singh.
him.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But statistically and penalties,
Yeah, but you know who's still out there?
yeah.
Jeff Okudah.
You better cut it off. Like they'll
#bust.
hashtag cut the show off.
Who is out there, though? I got some names for you.
Yeah, I
All
got
right, let's
some
hear it.
names as well, actually.
I got one before you go with your list. This is a name I
ahead.
brought up during or way back at the beginning of the
Okay.
offseason. Somebody who's familiar with one of our secondary guys already. From Indy, one Kenny Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stole him right out of my name, or right out of my mouth.
That's why
I
he
knew
went-
it. That's why I went first.
That's
Yeah.
why he went first. Okay.
But there is another one that's on here that looks incredibly enticing, and I know he's had a major roller coaster of a career, but Adoree Jackson.
Shout out
Like,
to USC,
Is
drafted
there
by
like
the CC
a-
Titans.
He's 30 now. That's the only thing, and
Giants.
the name that it just stood out to me a little bit because I know he's had his struggles, but like I mean, depth piece he's there. Marshawn Lattimore's there as well.
I like Marshawn.
Tre'Davious
Still
White
got anything
is
left?
out there.
Tre'Davious always injured.
I know he is always injured. I will say with the Bills too. I mean, when he wasn't injured though, he was pretty solid.
Yep.
So Jalen Mills, I know he's been up and down. He's getting old too though. Arthur Mollett, Fabian Moreau. These are all older guys, but I mean, it's still the thing is about corner is if you give it a a really good, or has been good in his career, a veteran that can like be a bridge and coach players up. That helps a lot. That is Marshawn Lattimore for sure, but that actually helps out those younger corners. Like if you're not getting experience by taking reps on the field, as long as you can get a veteran in there like that has had very good seasons, like you could actually kind of develop players that way as well. In my opinion.
True. Marshawn Lattimore is a guy that can play slot, play outside a little bit. Really good tackler, as well as maybe play some safety for you, especially a team that's looking for that strong safety aspect. If you don't have Kirby Joseph this year, Brian Branch for the first 8 games or so. Yeah, those are guys. But Terrion Arnold's a starter for you. Like, are we banking on Rocky Sin was the starter? Like, is that? I know everybody likes to fall in love with the underdog here in Detroit. Hence why we'll get to the beef stew conversation a little bit later. But is Rocky Sin the starter for you? Like, DJ Reed's the highest paid DB, but I got to see more out of him, and maybe the defensive line helps that. But who's Terrion Arnold's your guy. So is Rocky Sin your guy? Like, you need another DB. You needed a starting DB.
The redheaded stepchild of this franchise is the secondary. I mean, they'll go out and they'll get a free agent. But, I mean, outside of CD Deuce, they've gone bargain basement. And maybe not bargain basement, but certainly the bargain hut, you know. I mean, they go
there's
out
really
and
nothing left.
They go out and they get undersized guys. They get guys that are coming off of injury. And CD Deuce is really the only impact signing that you've had in your secondary since this new regime has been here.
Yeah, I agree.
And it worked out for a game, which I think they still lost that game.
It worked
game,
for
right?
like the first game
and
he played,
a half,
and it worked for like the first game he came back.
Yeah, that's true too.
But
no, listen. Regardless, they continue to pour assets and energy into the offense. The offense has really not been the problem. I know that it wasn't great last year, but it was still a top 5-6 offense. Like, this was a problem before we lost Terrion.
This is what pisses you off so much about them not going after the edge for so long. And not going
I
after
never got upset about the edge, man, because if you get some secondary, you might actually have a little extra time for the edge.
And vice versa.
Sure.
If you're not going to, first of all, if you're not going to spend money on DBs, if you're not going to pay DBs, if you're not going to draft DBs, if you're not going to put the intention on DBs, which you have not done for the entirety of the franchise, then you got to have a damn good up front.
You got to have a front.
And if you're not going to have a damn good up front and you don't care about the DB position, where you are putting your best defensive players in terrible spots.
Yep, that's 100% facts. And that's another thing too, is like the Rakestraw conversation has like greatly improved in the last month.
He better come out there and be the second coming to Charles Woodson.
It hasn't been a conversation for 2 years. At least we can talk about him now.
That's true.
Because they never backed Josh Paschal like this. Like, even the conversation about Josh Paschal, you always understood. Like,
and he played.
It's like, Lions know they dropped the ball on this one. But in his Rakestraw, like every year's, you know what? So rehab's looking really good. Injury's going to heal up. He's looking nice. You'll be surprised. It's always something. This is 3 years in a row.
Right.
3 years in a row that they have doubled, tripled, and quadrupled down on a second-round draft pick that until last week I didn't know what he looked like because I forgot. So he better come here, and I'm telling you, this better be – I'm not bullshitting.
No, that's facts, actually.
This better be a damn good year for him, especially if he's injured, because I know how it is to be hurt. So if he's injured, but if he's healthy, I got to see something out of him.
I do too. Like, enough of the talk at this point. Like, let's see something now. Like, I did when we initially drafted Ennis Rakestraw, I was very high on him. I actually thought he was a first-round great corner, in my opinion. And I thought a team kind of in the later maybe 25 on would have picked him up. So I thought he was a absolute steal in that draft.
I had one question about that situation. He turned down Alabama to go to Missouri. Not a lot of people turn down Alabama to go to Mizzou, and I understand this thought process too. A lot of times guys can't go to schools and fight. A lot of times guys don't like to be in there competing with other 5-stars and other elites and other alpha dogs. I saw a lot of guys think about coming to Michigan when I was there, and Jason Avant was there and Steve Breston was there, and was like, I don't know if I want to contend with that. I'll go to insert school that's a little bit smaller. Insert school where, I think I can do my thing right here. So, because it wasn't a decommit, it wasn't a situation where they replaced him with somebody. He decommitted and went to Missouri. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah. It should be interesting. I mean, so we're still so early. That's the one thing that we can keep our hopes up for. Obviously innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, it's not looking good for the guy. And I know a lot of the shows and the kind of the
Yeah.
Last night, they already kind of touched on it. But then again, the only thing we can do as Lions fans and as an organization is move forward. No steps back. Right. Just take every day with what it gives you,
It's almost like that's in their fight song. Forward down the field.
It's fast.
That's all I heard when you said move forward. I was like, all I needed was my Lions
Cue
hard
the theme
hat.
song. Cue it. Let's go.
Aristocrat Raider in the chat says tank for Arch. That's a joke. But I got to be honest with you. The chat is pissed right now because we haven't even gotten a super chat in yet. And we got some cool stuff for you today.
I'm over here at the TD desk, and I'm over here playing with the chat and stuff. Like, I'm over here silencing people, and I don't even know, like, what I'm doing. I'm just clicking buttons over here. I'm like, what is going on?
No. Yeah, no hiding these guys.
Yeah,
They're pissed today. Don't do that to them because we need you to super chat.
Facts, we
in
do.
fact,
My bad,
our
chat.
guy,
Man,
Freddie
angry.
Felt, is in here today for his
studio.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
baby.
And he
Legend.
brought an autographed piece of Lions something or other for
Shout out
you
to
guys
boy
that
Freddie,
you will
man.
like.
Excited.
And I told you for these couple weeks, so we haven't given you anything. I haven't forgotten about you. I have cataloged every single super chat. It's on the wheel, and at 3 o'clock today, Freddie's going to give it away. So that means, Bray, they got 34 minutes to get their super chats in and get on that wheel. And I'm going to double all of them. How about that?
Sounds good to me. Look, 26 minutes on the Terrion Arnold situation. We had to do that. We had to give you that. Had to figure it out. I want to hear from you and see what your thoughts are on the Detroit Lions and what they do next. All right. We will move that conversation to the side, and we will talk about the crazy NBA.
Dude.
It's only getting crazier and crazier, and trades here and trades here. First rounders going there, picks going here, including your own beef stew, no longer with the Detroit Pistons. We'll talk more about that when we get back. But first, let me tell you about Planet Fitness, which is the gym for you. 27 gyms around this country. They know a little thing about making sure you feel value, and that's what they do, man. There's no judgment here. There's trainers on staff, and then they keep engaging in new equipment. They keep bringing new machines that fit the body, that make you work, get all that you need out of a workout, and you can chill, and you can do it at your own pace. Mental and physical toughness. Go to Planet Fitness and figure these things out. See you there.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DebtCityFC.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how I feel about the team in the States, title agency, especially in the B-side. They are the guys and girls for you. They get shit done at the end of the day. That's what they do. They have the highest rate, and the best thing about them is buying a home or refinancing. Doesn't matter to them. You come there, they'll make it happen for you. They keep it simple. They keep it convenient. They got late night closings, and also they have weekend closings. They have it all, including 20 years of experience. So, simply put, makes the B-side your team over at Estates Title Agency. They literally do it, and we are back. Switching gears now. Something else happened that shook up the city of Detroit. If you will, the Detroit Pistons not finished making moves. Yesterday, they traded some cash for Onyensu, and they also...
Ugana Onyensu, who's actually if you watch his clips, Bray, he's got like 6 blocks in the same game on Camp Boozer. The guy is long. We ended up getting him at 53, sent some cash to the Peasants, And you get your project replacement for Beef Stew in this deal.
And you mentioned it, and there it is, the big move for the Detroit Pistons. They have moved on from the enforcer, Beef Stew. Now, before we talk about there we go. That's exactly what I want to talk about. There are two sides to this conversation. There are the people in Detroit that have fallen in love with the underdog and, he's our guy. He's the identity. He's the tough guy. Stuck in the phase of seeing him chase after LeBron. And then there's the other side, a little bit more logical, understands that I don't think the Pistons would have won a championship with Beef Stew as your guy. Anson, you take it from there. Chat, let us know what side you're on and why. Anson, why will the Detroit Pistons miss Beef Stew?
Okay, so I do have to clarify. I understand the move, and ultimately it is the right move.
Oh, okay, so that is then.
Now, it hurts, though.
Okay.
This guy falls in line with Dennis Rodman and Ben Wallace. And now, does he have the defensive accolades, the hardware, the rebounding, championships? No, obviously not. So to compare him in production is foolhardy. To compare him in our hearts is not. Because we watched that man run LeBron down. We watched that man turn diabetes into a cured disease. I mean, this man has flat out been the rock for Detroit Pistons basketball during its resurgence, okay? And this isn't just a normal basketball team in Detroit. This isn't just another good team that made the playoffs. This is a team that plays the way that we love. Bad boys basketball. Yep. Back to work, baby. This is what we love.
It's
Detroit Pistons. Thank you. There it is. Bad boys for life. And that guy is a bad boy for life. Stu, you're probably not watching. You've been, unfortunately, just sent to Memphis to hopefully show how good you are. But I want you to know that we are going to miss you. We loved what you did here. Now, Braves got a little different side of it. I do get it from a franchise standpoint, all right? And I'll talk more about it, but I want to hear your side of things because I got to be honest, man, as much as I get it from a GM standpoint, like this one really hurts. It's one of my favorite all-time Pistons.
Well, see, we're having two different conversations, and the conversation that we're having now, I agree with. Like, if you want to tell me what he means to this franchise, I understand. Look, I'm gonna look you guys in the eye. I understand why you love Beef Stew. I understand that you love a guy that will fight because it reminds us of the bad boys. It reminds us of going to work Pistons. He's gonna stand up for, and not just fight because he wants to fight. He's gonna fight because he's standing up for Cade, or he's standing up for Jalen Duran, or he's standing up for insert player Tobias Harris. Uncle. He's going to make sure his guys have that enforcer. I love that. I love all of that. Like, when you guys talk about that, I don't mind that.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
Like, that's dope. What I'm talking about is more so on the I want to win a championship side. When you talk about Dennis Rodman and you talk about Ben Wallace, yeah, they were aggressive, yeah, they were physical, but they also knew how to get it to that point. They knew how to play the game in the mental side. They knew how to frustrate the other opponents and not necessarily put themselves in foul trouble. Yep. They knew how not to be suspended multiple times for game after game after game. That's what I'm talking about. And then when you look at Beef Stew in the playoffs, yeah, he'll have a game or two and it gets you excited and makes you, yeah, that's our Beef Stew. Yeah, he went out there, he got 6 rebounds and 10 points and only had 8 minutes. But for the majority of the playoffs, you're wondering where the offensive game is when he's in the game. You're also looking at the mismatches that a lot of teams are able to put him in. So me talking about Beef Stew, I want to bring a guy in that actually can contribute to what I think will be a winning franchise. I love the intensity. I love who he was, and I love that he also represents. He's like Taylor Decker. It's the shift. He represents when the Pistons still were bad, and he's now here, and the Pistons are now the number 1 seed in the East. So I get that, and I have no problem with that. But I don't think everybody goes to every level.
Yep.
At some point, some people make it to 6, and they got to check off on that level. Some people get to 8. Not everybody's going to the 11th floor. Yeah. And I don't think he was part of the 11th floor. I think he was part of more the 8 to 9.
Not when you have Paul Reed for basically a third of the cash, right? And, this guy did get hurt in the Magic series. Beef Stew did. He wasn't at full strength in Cleveland. That's why you didn't see him a lot, even though Duran was struggling as much as he was.
2 playoff series, 2 years in a row.
Unfortunately. And if you look at his track record, his last 4 years, he hasn't been healthy. I think the most games he's played in the season is 72, I believe. As low as 47 in one, 58 in the other. And so a guy that, he plays rough, and it takes a toll. Ultimately, you look at Paul Reed and what he's paid and what you can open up from this deal, and it makes a lot of sense, Bray. You look at the 3 second-round picks that you get. What did the Pistons just do with 2 second-round picks? They moved up from 21 to 17 a couple days ago to get their guy, who we're all a little more and more excited about as the days pass. But I think what's more important of this conversation that everybody at home is wondering is why are they opening this money up?
Yeah, 100%. You know, and I did want to get to that. There's been some rumors. There's been some names coming up. But Sweet Potato King, I want to come to you. Same conversation, same thing, but maybe just a different voice. Am I being too hard on Beef Stew? Like, was there a chance that potentially it could have worked here with Beef Stew? Am I being too tough?
I mean, you're just expressing your own personal beliefs there, though, B. And I completely respect you. 100. It just so happens Beef Stew was my Piston. And it does not feel good. I liked his motor. I like the block machine. I like the defensive aspect he brought. But you are also right in that same breath there. He became a liability in terms of suspensions. Could he be relied upon? Will he even be available?
Yeah.
You know, are his knees that busted up still?
You know, and Cam, you look at the head coach and JB, and this guy, he's transparent in terms of his emotions. You can tell that he and Asar have issues at times. And as much as he loves Beef Stew, you're right. In the playoffs this year, there were times where you could absolutely see that JB was frustrated with the timing of a Beef Stew meltdown. You can't have the meltdowns in the moments that he did. It's one thing in Game 32 of the regular season. It's a whole other in Game 3 of the semifinals in the Eastern Conference.
Also, too, hear me on this one. Was it semifinals?
Mm-hmm. With Cleveland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, too, hear me on this one. That's cool, year 1 and 2 and
Gotta
3.
grow up, man.
But we're sitting in year 7.
Yeah.
This season will be 7 for Beef Stew. It will be 8.
Was the longest tenured Piston.
100%. So when you start to look at it in that sense, there were times in the playoffs where he didn't want to be calmed down.
Yeah.
And you see that, and you see here comes Jalen. Now here comes Cade. Now here comes Tobias. Now here comes Asar. Like, we don't need 4 people to contain the longest tenured vet who's supposed to be. Yeah, like and you see it, and I'm in this, and I'm watching, and I'm
Great
like,
point, Brad.
and that's why I'm not hating on Beef Stew. It's just what I see. I'm like, it should not take 4, the starting 4, including you, to take you down. So like, I just, you move on, and it's cool.
Yeah, and that goes to your point that we touched on not too long ago as well. This is one of the players that you got to just let go. And yes, I love Isaiah Stewart. He was great to the city of Detroit, all that stuff. Yeah. It was amazing what he brought to the table here as far as his energy. And obviously, he's probably, you can argue him top 3 rim protector in the NBA this past season. But to your point, like this is one of those players like we were talking about with the Red Wings. Like you just gotta let go.
I'm gonna let you have that one today. I'm gonna let you have that.
You can argue it. I will say there's obviously players that you can put ahead of him. I'm not gonna say.
His analytics say he's number 1 at the rim.
Yeah,
at the rim.
Right
Now, does he alter the defense?
Did I say rim protector?
Analytics.
Rim protector, not paint.
Yeah, I said rim protector.
Yeah, well, so rim protector, people think about how far that can extend out.
Sure.
That stat that you're sourcing, which is an amazing, tremendous one, because he's that much further than the next, is true at the rim protection versus like a guy like Wemby extends that protection and changes everything the offense does.
Oh, yeah.
Beef doesn't do that.
Yeah,
but
like right at
he
the
will
rim.
stand up to anybody, and he's not afraid to get dunked on because he wants to stop you that bad. We're going to miss that.
No, we are 100%.
I am. Braylon's not.
Me too.
Never been dunked on. Just want to throw that out there. Like, not everybody gets dunked on. Never been dunked on.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get you in some hoop games with some dunkers, boy. Come on now.
I used to play in the hoopla every year down there. Eastern versus Michigan. I played all the Michigan stuff. Come on, man. I was a hooper.
Never dunked on once, huh?
I did
Not
get
ever.
okay. I won't admit that it was a dunk on. However, some of my teammates said I may have gotten a oop call on my back. You know what I'm saying? I was facing the opposite way.
Jordan got one of those by one Wendell Carter.
Nobody wanted to see me head up, though. Just like they didn't want to see Beef Stew head up.
Michael Wary, Super Chat, $5. Pistons have now saved over $75 million. Whom do they go after? Don't worry,
And-
like police. We will get there. She loves me on payday. $5 every championship team needs a beef stew, Braylon. They need that style of player on their roster. In my opinion, he just needs to be smarter with his aggression. Well, he's going to have to be smarter.
How many years do you have?
Memphis.
How many? And I agree with what you said. Every team does need that beef stew. They do need that. What's his name? Pat Beverly, if you will. That PJ Tucker. Like, I get those guys. I understand that. But how long do you have to wait for him to grow up? Is the question that I asked before that. How many years do you have to wait for him to be smart, to understand those situations? Because you guys put the tough guy role on him so much. He embraced that.
What the hell did y'all draft me to Detroit for?
He said that last year.
I love that
Excuse
quote.
me. He said that this past
quote,
season.
man.
He said that this
We're gonna
past
miss
season.
that. You can't replace that, Bray. I know.
No,
I get it. I get all of it.
I get it, but you
man.
can't. This past season, he said that this past season. All right, here we go. Before we jump into the next topic, is what you all want to talk about. Who's been rumored? The big names. What does that look like? Who don't you want? Why don't you want it? What were your favorite beef stew memories? There we go.
LeBron chasing
LeBron,
LeBron
oh,
like
for
a
sure.
No,
bitch.
give me another one. Dan.
The
he's
one
got a bunch of them.
Moose
and,
with diabetes.
Him
Okay.
and Bridges.
All the
what is
games,
that?
he had
It was-
like
yeah.
6
When-
blocks.
That was the diabetes deal when he had
on
Bridges
the
come out and then he
sideline.
came. Listen, anytime he comes off the bench, I'm down.
That one was much better than LeBron one.
No way, dude. When he said I'm going, and then he cut back, he broke through 8 tacklers.
The reason why I didn't like that is hear me out from a football perspective. Like, I don't need to fake and go somewhere and come back. Like, if I'm about to square up in the moment.
No, he did try and square up 3 times. The only way that he was getting 6 people to let go of him was to fake like he was going down the tunnel.
Just
But
hit him
he
in the first place. Like, you allowed those 6 people to grab you.
No,
then
no,
you fake
he
it,
tried
just
so
to
hard, Bray.
But did he get there?
No, he got bloody trying to though.
The basketball.
You know what? No.
I don't
You
trust
know
basketball.
you know what the better question is?
Life.
You know what the better question is why the chosen one kept running away.
Because he's a bitch.
That's okay. I love you, Bray.
2 things can be true.
Shut
though.
out.
2 things
Shut out.
can be true.
Hold it down. Talk to him. All of
See,
those
now y'all got me
things.
calling LBJ a bitch on the show. Anyway,
Hey, he might be a Piston, Bray. You never know.
Clip it.
Cleveland was your time,
Oh,
though.
man.
You know
Cleveland
what?
was yours.
That is the perfect segue for who we will be talking about next. Let's tell me about BlackRock, and when we get back, we'll talk about one LBJ and another individual that may be a Detroiter and why you might not want him to be here. BlackRock Bar and Grill is a top-notch experience. Look, they are sizzle above the rest, and now they have the event space. They want you to come. They want you to participate, man. Celebrate with BlackRock. Be there for BlackRock, and they'll be there for you. The customer service is amazing, and they're all around the state. And don't sleep on those dailies. But just make sure you check it out. BlackRockRestaurants.com. Get all the information that you need. Remember, it is a sizzle above the rest.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Friends over at Loom, we got this beautiful new ad read played up there. It looks amazing. They're giving out a luxury trip to Northern Michigan, Independence Day giveaway. So that means you need to get your ass to Loom.
Loom's
They've got
fire.
40 different locations in the state, and when you head in there, they'll tell you all about how you can win that awesome giveaway. But we want to be your plug. We want to save you 30% off your next visit. Whether you do that using that QR code above my head or heading to loom.com, just put in that WSN30 or tell them in person and get that 30% saved. Also, your first trip, they're hooking you up. Your first 3 trips, they're hooking you up for free. So check them out. They are at loom.com.
And we are back talking about the Detroit Pistons. What are they going to do? What are the moves being made? Rumored mill, if you will.
Heavy fantasy shit out there, man. And I'm not talking about fantasy sports. I'm talking about, like, people. What did we say yesterday? Chubbies? We were talking about chubbies yesterday. There's some wild speculation, bro.
Some of that wild speculation is LeBron James has been rumored to the Detroit Pistons. Kawhi Leonard has been rumored to the Detroit Pistons. Let's start with the LeBron angle. Dispel it or continue it.
It's not happening.
Okay, now listen. No, first and foremost,
all the Pistons fans saying the same. We don't want LeBron
until he's here.
Thank you.
I mean, I think LeBron being a Piston would be pretty sick, but I just don't think it's happening. There's no way.
About as sick as Tracy McGrady as a Piston. Ooh. Listen, listen. LeBron is in a very unique situation where he's made all the money in the world. He wants another ring. He needs that other ring to truly cement himself in the conversation with Michael, even Kobe. But
yeah, that's the conversation, because right now he ain't even in Kobe's class.
That's the facts. Yeah. And he's not going to win it in L.A. I think he understands that. I think he understands what the Luka move was. Wanted to see if it would, maybe work out. But this guy's probably headed back to Cleveland at some point to finish out. And that came from our guy right here, Braylon, shout out. Mm-hmm. But there could be a detour. And this detour is not far from home. Okay, Detroit is just a hop skipping away from Akron. And he's got a lot of history in this town, playing with some of the greats as a kid, in high school, being around St. Cecilia's. There's connection here, okay? Now, is there interest from our front office? I don't truly believe there is, but if there is interest on LeBron's half, and we're not hearing that stuff, he's keeping it close to the vest, but this guy's out saying, hey, these are the 3-4 teams that I'd go to. If Detroit's on that list, and they very well could be because of what they have, the way they play, how close to home it is, and it's be a pretty cool spot for him to win a championship. That is the big if. I don't believe for a moment that the Pistons are making a call, though, because this guy is a culture killer. Period. Now, is he going to come to Detroit and flop on the ground and cry on the ground? I don't think that'll last long because our fan base won't put up with that kind of shit. But at the same point, 23 here in red, white, and blue would be a real scary situation for all 29 other teams in the NBA.
Look, I'll say this, and I feel like that has to be said because of the respect we have for LeBron James, regardless if you like him or not, regardless where he fits in the pantheon of your greats. Like, LeBron is LeBron. What LeBron does cannot be denied. With that being said, no thank you.
No
don't
thanks.
Want him.
I don't either.
I don't want him either.
And I don't necessarily think that Trajan Langdon would even entertain the thought. You entertain it for one thought, the monetary aspect of it. You entertain it for that. Ticket prices are going up. Engagement is going up. Like, merch is going up 100%. You know what I mean? LeBron James, jerseys you would sell, the guy that you never thought would play in Detroit. But I'm not interested in him playing the first 15 games, playing the last 15 games, and then the 52 in the middle. I got to see him not play and or play a quarter.
Yelling at Cade on the sideline.
I don't need to see it.
No, thank you.
There is one conversation that I think people need to stop having. People say if LeBron came here, they don't want LeBron here because they don't want it to be his championship if they win. First of all, they're not winning the championship with LeBron. Bro. Second of all, if they did, it wouldn't be LeBron's
I don't want Detroit putting him into the debate.
It still would be Cade's. It's still Cade's championship. It's still his. LeBron will be coming to be your third best player, your second best player.
I don't want to be that team that gives him a championship on a third franchise. I don't want it to be Detroit that launches him firmly into the GOAT debate. F all that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, and LeBron won't.
I don't think it does.
Be a Detroit Piston.
It's pipe dream that it's clickbait from Stein, man.
That's
all it is.
It was 100% clickbait. Like when
Shout
I saw
out Mark
that
Stein with that shit.
When I saw that last night, I started laughing so hard. I didn't even send it to the group chat, but I thought it was hilarious when I saw that for some reason.
I don't think it has any legs.
You know what isn't hilarious and has more legs in the situation, because it actually came out last year, and here it is again, is the Kawhi situation. Now, you can say what you want to about Kawhi not playing games.
He has a hilarious laugh.
He doesn't want to be here.
Exactly.
Best laugh ever, by the way.
We do have that drop.
That was solid.
That was actually funny. I thought Kawhi was here. I thought they were playing the drop. I thought Cam had the drop locked and loaded.
For a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was not the drop. It was B.
You got some impressions over there, bro.
I appreciate that. What is your impression of the situation, though? Like, you think there's something there, or is it not?
I mean, somebody floated out a tweet that said he didn't want to come to Detroit. I don't think that was substantiated. I think that this my man Cam getting really good over there. No, this guy is the I don't want to call him a prima donna, but this is the difficult personality, that the veteran difficult personalities that like linger on the market right now between Harden and the two that we're talking about now. They're Russell Westbrook. There's a lot of them, and this guy falls right in there.
And that's why they're on the market.
100%. Now this guy finished 7th in MVP voting last year. When he plays, he plays. He's a problem, Bray, like you said. But this guy single-handedly led the Raptors to a championship. You saw the All-Star game. Great point.
I forgot he was that good to the All-Star game.
I know, and he was serious in that game. This is the guy out of all of those people, maybe Kyrie as well, that I'd be comfortable with getting. Now, what's the cost, Bray?
Shoot, Kawhi right now makes what, 54?
But I mean, it's not only that, but it's also the amount of stuff that you're going to. Well, actually, he can opt out. I believe he can opt out right now. But I think that's a trade situation. As much as I like the idea of him being in there, I don't know what you're going to have to give up to get him. If it's draft picks and run, okay.
Hey, B-Lad and Sweet Potato, you know as fools go. This is Detroit. Detroit franchises do not make those types of moves. Every once in the blue moon, and when they do, it's usually a pitcher. And it happened last year with Fran Valdez. They're not paying that type of money for that type of player. Trajan Langdon has no interest in that, even though it would be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think it would be interesting. It would drive the ticket prices up for sure if Trajan wanted to make a business decision, if he wanted to acquire Kawhi or LeBron. I mean, the Pistons are notorious for kind of signing those washed players like we saw with Blake Griffin, AI, yada yada yada. But I wouldn't really, put it past them to. It would be a cool scenario, but then again, I still have my eyes set on Tyler Hero and Trey Murphy. Like those are the most two Detroit type signings. And who was it yesterday that we were Norman Powell? Yeah. Like me and Justin were literally talking about it yesterday. Like, dude, that is the most Detroit signing of all time. No, hands down, no debate. And it just makes sense because that's just what we do over here. But then again, it would be cool. It would drive the ticket prices up if you want to make a business decision, Tom.
Kawhi over LeBron, that's for sure.
1,000%. They're moving money around, though. Like, when people move money, in the chat had the best question. Like, why are they moving money around? Answer, we know why, but do we know who?
We don't. But what the Pistons covet right now is flexibility. And they have a lot of it. They got a trade exception out of this deal. They have another trade exception from last year. This whole deal for them, excuse me, it was from the Schroeder non-deal over the summer. They now have 14 second-round picks in the next 7 drafts. They have all of their first-round picks. None of the pick swaps or anything that was given away prior, Stan Van Gundy, even that kind of stuff, that's all gone. So the flexibility that they covet, they have right now. And I think one of the really important things that, while Detroit fan, whatever team it is that you love, just keeps crying over the fact that nobody will make a deal here. Well, Trajan Langdon just made 3 in 2 days, all right? And I know that they're not the big name that you want, but there is a big trade coming.
I believe so, too.
And I don't know whether it's in the next week. I don't know whether it's after free agency kind of unfolds. but it may not even be until the trade deadline.
Right.
But what he is doing right now, he is cooking. And he is stacking capital and flexibility for this team to pounce when it's right. Because I promise you, he's made calls on Trey Murphy and all these other guys. There was an opportunity for him to be the third team in there and to get Harrell. It hasn't happened because to Trajan it's not right. Meanwhile, he continues to clear out money and continues to add assets. I'm not sure what it is or who it is, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the thing. EFOG in the chat, actually, I wanted to touch on this because I think we touched on it the other day as well. He said get Devin Booker, but I think I'm not sure if we went over the contract, but he is extremely expensive, and I don't think Trajan's looking to pay a guy that much money. His cap hit in 2028 is going to be $63 million. So that's money that we can pay Duren with, the money that we can extend some other guys with, and maybe put together a solid group of guys on the court this year. But that's the only reason why. My bad, Braylon. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. I love how people make a comment and say, you know what, let's stop with all the fantasy conversation. Nobody's getting LeBron. Nobody's getting Kawhi Leonard. Well, I would turn around and say the same thing you. Stop with all the fantasy conversation because ain't nobody in Detroit getting Devin Booker. It's just not going to happen for what the pay scale is. You would have to bust up your team too much to then have a team to compete to get to the playoffs or get to the second round. So I don't see the reason. And then you will be in financial
It's all
hell.
good, though, guys. We're just reading words on a screen. And then someone dropped last night that LeBron was a potential option to become a Detroit Piston. So, no, we are not coming up with these headlines. We are just reading the headlines on the screen. And then we're bringing you guys that information. Shout out to Thrive.
Speaking of headlines, let's go ahead and bring our own boy up, Freddie
Yes,
Phil.
sir.
And the headline
Birthday
is he
boy.
is celebrating his birthday.
Yes.
We're connected because we're 83 babies.
Yeah.
83 was a magic year. You know?
Super chat your questions for Freddie Fell. You got a couple minutes before we spin this wheel.
You know what time it is. Freddie Fell, what's the word,
Shout
man?
out
How you feeling,
Freddie
boy?
Fell.
Freddie, man.
Great, man. I'm in the studio,
Hanging out, doing your thing.
A little pre-birthday thing. I got to be with the Woodward fam for I'm with, the fam. So
What you got planned for the B-Day, man?
Dude, it's low-key. My dad just had surgery. Shout out to my dad. And while I have the mic, I feel so bad. I promised my grandma last time I was in Stu that I would shout her out, and I forgot about Grandma. Grandma Pat, I love you so much.
Grandma Pat.
Shout out Grandma
One of the
Pat.
biggest sports fans I know. Yeah. She's all about it. She'll quote statistical figures from like the 97, 90, just obscure stuff. Like, Grandma Pat, I love you so much.
Shout out Grandma Pat.
Pat always, like, whenever you hear the name Pat, it's always like a very beautiful woman that knows sports. So Pat Summitt was, man.
She
I got a high
was
school
beauty.
Pat that
There you
knows.
go,
Yeah, I got a Pat too, man. But tell me about this. You came here on your birthday to celebrate with us, but also you came on your birthday to give something away. Come on, man. You too kind.
Hey, it's better to give than to receive. You know
I
how it is.
appreciate
You always got to give back, and especially to the Woodward fam, not just these hosts and what we have here.
Did you call me a hoe?
No,
I didn't hear the STS.
No, hosts. We'll enunciate it clearly. Yeah. No, but we gotta support the fellas, but we also gotta support the chat fam, and building a little home gym right now. Doing a little something, minimizing, and came across this gym here. This is an autographed big Kirby Joseph portrait, and the portrait. Can we get a little zoom action on the actual portrait here?
Yeah, hold on one
Let's
B-Lad, shout out B-Lad.
B-Lad,
shout out Sweet Tater.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so Kirby Joseph, as we're zooming in on this likelihood for this young man to play this season.
Come
I'm
on,
gonna
man.
just put it on Anson's
I'm
shot
rubbing
then.
a
Hold on.
rabbit's foot, a
Let's see you,
four-leaf
Anson.
clover, just something. Just please help us.
Can you rub the rabbit's foot?
Look at that thing.
For his brother Terrion Arnold.
Woo, we need to rub something else. Rub a judge's back or something.
Hey, or something else according to Florida law.
So you saw it right there. This is one Kirby Joseph picking off the biggest scumbag to ever suit up Aaron Rodgers before we kicked him out of Green Bay, and then he went over to New York, and then he did the flag thing, and then you know how that went. And then he went to Pittsburgh, and now he's back in Pittsburgh. But yeah, big Curb picking off Aaron Rodgers there. Autographed.
Nitty with the super chat, $2 wanted to say, "What up, Freddie? Happy birthday."
What up, though? Hey, appreciate everybody's been blowing up in the chat today and showing love and stuff. So support. Shout out to all you, except I'm salty and DNCNT. You know what time it is. Anson knows I'm about it. Like, you know.
But it's always a good time when you're in the studio, man. Always a great time. Man,
So you want
to
to spin this thing? Send this home to somebody?
Let's spin that thing.
How many times you want me to shuffle it?
We'll do 5, my old basketball number.
1, 2,
Shout out to J.
3,
Kid.
4,
Jalen Rose.
5. I'm going to let you hit that
Southwest,
button there.
Southwest.
Go ahead and hit that for us.
Which one?
Just tap the pad there.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, you got some music. Oh, we got some noise. And
Hey, Michael Wary. Michael Wary.
Ooh, it just went by Wary. This is going to be Silas.
Another OG legend.
Silas, you know the deal. Hit me up, Anson at woodwardsports.com.
Okay.
Give me that address. We'll get this out to you.
Yo, Freddie Felt, man.
I'm behind on a couple things.
Yeah.
I do owe you guys.
Happy birthday, Freddie Felt.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you.
Well,
he blessed us with a bunch of cool stuff. We got more things
We got more
coming.
stuff? All right. We got more stuff, man. The legend himself, Freddie Felt, has blessed us with his appearance. We appreciate you. Let's get a commercial break in. We'll pay some bills, and we'll get back. Switch up. Also, too, here's a funny conversation. We'll do this when we get back. As it relates to the beef stew news, a lot of individuals are sad out there. A lot of people are sad. A lot of people love beef stew and really represent, and I get that. But who are the top 5? Who are some guys that when they left the city of Detroit, they broke your heart? What are some moves where you're like, I can't believe
No admin.
or I can't believe they?
No coaches. No retirements.
True. 1,000%. So Zeke is off limits. Oh, you see what we did there? All right, look. We'll pay some quick commercial breaks and let's get a message in from Thrive. Because this ain't.
Put down that gut-rotting energy drink and get about Thrive energy pouches, y'all. This ain't your daddy's dip, Freddie Felt. It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse of smart caffeine. No jitters, zero sugar crash. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use that promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order. Peach is my favorite flavor. Found exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive Clean Energy. They flip and work, y'all.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
You know, my favorite pizza in town is your favorite pizza in town, and it's been here for 80 years. We're talking about the legends over at Buddy's Pizza. We want to save you 20% off of your next order. When you head over to buddyspizza.com, you can do that using that Woodward 20 code that you see there. But I also want to tell you about their catering. I know we kind of quickly mentioned this, but they really are doing some large-scale catering for events, for businesses, for birthday parties, and things like that. So if you want to do that, get that pizza party with buddies this summer, maybe for a graduation party, we're going to save you up to $200 with that same code, Woodward20. So go ahead and head on over to buddyspizza.com.
And we back.
Right here. What's up going on? It's the second hour of the Braylon Show on WoodwardSports.com. Appreciate you. crazy first hour. We talked about the Terrion Arnold situation as you understand what's going on with him. Looking at a tough situation down there in Florida right now. We talked a little bit about beef stew and him departing with the Pistons. And I think that conversation spawned the next conversation. As I say, what's up to the chat? Appreciate your engagement today. It was good to see the OG Freddie Felt live in person. You know what I'm saying? You know who he is. But who are some people that really hurt you when they left, when they were traded away, that really got you going, really got you crying a little bit? There was so many people crying in Dallas a couple years ago when Luka Doncic got traded. I was like, man, y'all didn't love him like that when he was there. But I digress. Anson, I start with you. I'll open it up to you. Who are some people that when they left Detroit, took a little piece with you?
Number 5, beef stew.
There it is.
Number 5, beef stew.
I figured that.
I'm sure I could dig deep and find somebody else, but this one, it's fresh, and it hurts. And he will truly be missed. I will never stop watching the LeBron bitch run away from this man. Every time it comes in my feed, I'm watching it twice. All right. Number 4, you'd be shocked by this one, Sergei Fedorov. Fedorov hurt, man. It was a little bit of indictment and maybe some foreshadowing of what was to come to this city that was revered and thought of as hockey town for a long, long time. And he was that first person to say maybe not so much. It hurt, and I think we could have added a couple more rings if we still had them. Jack Morris at number 3. This is before a lot of people. I was there in '84 when we won it.
Yeah.
I remember in '87 when we lost to him and the Twinkies. And my dad was just so pissed about losing Jack Morris. And I remember all his friends being pissed about Jack Morris. And that was the first time I ever tasted a great star athlete leaving town, not wanting to be part of Detroit anymore. Yeah. So he's my number 3. And then the top 2, man, I know you guys can guess these. The order might be a little difficult. The first one, though, at number 2.
Chauncey.
Nope, Dennis Rodman. And what a terrible exit with all of the terrible news, finding him the way they found him in the parking lot. And then ultimately trading him for an absolutely washed Sean Elliott, who then went back to San Antonio and won a championship with him. So that one hurt, but the fact is Chauncey Billups was my guy. We were actually friends. And that was a team that I was so close to during their championship run. He meant everything to this team, meant everything to this town. And his own words, he was ready to pull up his bootstraps and get dirty in the city of Detroit like Dave Bing before him, quote, unquote. Shout out Chauncey. He was ready to be part of the city long term, the way that many of our stars have been and still are. And the fact that they traded him to fill seats with one Allen Iverson will always hurt, Bray.
Allen Iverson, you said that would always hurt for you.
Always.
That's why you hate him so much.
I mean, when he steps over Tyronn Lue, I love that. Right. But then that gets erased real quick when I see him at Greektown.
Yeah. What's crazy is a lot of ones for that happened that you guys had or that they had in the city of Detroit, like when that was going on, I was playing also. I wasn't here a ton. I spent all my time in either whatever city I was and then Miami and then here as well to visit, but I wasn't as connected. So a lot of those don't affect me. Like when people talk about, Verlander potentially and things like it doesn't affect me. I just was, even with Dennis Rodman, like when Dennis Rodman happened, I was living in Atlanta. I was living in Georgia. I was young. So for me, I got 3.
Okay.
I only have 3. Sergei Fedorov. I have to start with Sergei Fedorov. I don't care what you say about Sergei at that time. I know everybody's kumbaya now, but I'm talking about back in '95. Sergei Fedorov brought me to the sport. He brought me to the sport. The Red Wings and Sergei Fedorov brought me to the sport. I'm talking about the skates, the blaze, the girl, the skills. Everything about Sergei Fedorov was fire. Mm-hmm. He just wore black, didn't say much.
No doubt.
The Nike commercials, and then he backed it up on the, and then he backed it up with the best team in hockey. So for me, when Sergei Fedorov made that decision, I'm talking about what is this? Hockey isn't even real. I knew I didn't like this sport. Why did I sign up for this sport that's going to break my heart like this? So Sergei Fedorov for sure. Chauncey Billups, Big Shot Billups. Like Chauncey, I tell the story all the time, was my mentor. When I would see him out, hey, what's in that cup? Nothing, Chauncey. Drink. They stayed on my head. I got my car because of the car he had. Countless conversations and things he kept me away from. So I appreciate Chauncey when they traded him. I was in the league when that one happened, but I remember getting that on the ESPN ticker. Like, come on, D. Come on, Joe D. Chauncey.
Like after 2 games in the season, too. Didn't even do it before the season.
And that was the other one. It's how he did it. It didn't seem like the way that you trade a champ.
Yeah,
that you trade a leader.
You know why? Because Joe knew he was coming for his GM job.
Yeah, and that's what. Yeah, so that one pissed me off. And this is a low key one. Here's a low key one for you, Jerry Stackhouse. Stackhouse. Okay. So me growing up,
I hated Rip at the time too.
I'm telling you, like for sure. So I was a North Carolina guy. Don't tell my Michigan people that. But I was always North Carolina basketball, man. So I loved legitimately Jerry Stackhouse, Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, that iteration, Rasheed Wallace, if you want to go back, and Ed Cota and those guys. Like I love North Carolina. So when he got to the team, I was watching and dial in, and I had the chance to meet and kick it with him and him become a big brother. I told a story about I went to his house, and he lived out in Orchard Lake, right around the corner from the high school, right off the water. And he invited us over on a Saturday, play some basketball. It was him and some of his crew, as you guys like to call them. And I made a mistake and drove on his grass, and it was just – I thought you parked on the grass, and it had just been done, just been sodded the whole 9 yards, and I've effed his grass up. So, anyway, Jerry Stackhouse for me. He was my homeboy. And I feel like the Pistons just started to figure things out. Because remember when he first got here, he was all scoring, and the team sucked. But they was like, all right, Jerry, we'll sacrifice some of the points. We'll play more of a team game, start to build that up with Rick Carlisle. And I was like, oh, this is going to work. And right when it turned, they shipped him out, but I'm not complaining.
Adrian Danley 2.0.
At 100%.
Adrian Danley 2.0.
He still got the highest point game in Pistons history, right? Like 50.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, I got to say, in Chicago, I believe, I left off a name off my list that's egregious. I had this list in my head this morning, and then when we got into the show, I was like, I don't have it written down. Shout out Greg Thomas, my man. Because realistically, this name could be at the top of my list, and that is one Rick Mahorn. And this one,
I didn't know if we were counting that because it was a force out. Like the NBA pulled that one.
Not a retirement. It's the deal. The fact is the Pistons chose to make him available and not John Sally.
Yeah.
And that was our enforcer. And listen, I'm glad we kept John too.
Dennis.
So many. I mean, who are you going to do? Because you could only protect 8, and we were 9 deep. Period. There was nobody. I mean, was it Vinny? Was it Sally? It was Rick.
If you think about that, like John Sally, and this is why roles are dope. This is why there are a bunch of different roles in professional sports, and if you can find one, you better hold on to it. Sally drafted with the skill level, but then it became like the guy that can play, but also work with your best player and keep them out of trouble. Because the reason why they kept him and not Mahorn was for Dennis Rodman. Mm-hmm. The reason why the Bulls brought on John Sally was for Dennis Rodman. The reason why the Lakers brought on John Sally was for Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah. You can find yourself a lane like that. It's a hellified lane.
That's a great point. A lot of people don't understand.
How many rings does Sally have? Go ahead, see if you know.
How many teams?
See, look, people like, dang, okay, how many does he have? John Sally's got 6 rings, 7 rings.
Him and Big Shot Bob, baby.
All right.
I like one of them. I don't like the other one.
I don't like Big Shot Bob because he actually thinks that they're his rings.
For real.
Like, I know you're a part of them, but like that's Hakeem Olajuwon. That's that's Kobe and Shaq. He'd be out here like I'm like, yeah.
I want to hear from the rest of our team, but first I got a couple other names in the. I saw a couple names in the chat before we get to Sweet Potato and B-Lad's names here. Golden Tate is one.
Yeah, man.
Is that yours?
Yeah, man. He was one of them.
Yeah?
He was definitely one of
them.
Talk
about it.
Yeah.
Teammate of mine.
So, Golden Tate, we acquired Golden Tate when I was young. I can't remember if I was probably 13, 14 years old. I'm 23 now, so probably. And I fell in love with him immediately.
Yeah,
like that 2014 team with him and Megatron, like that was my favorite team, obviously, besides this new regime we have. Oh, my gosh, it was so amazing. And the duo and the stuff that he brought, the yards after catch is what I missed the most. And, like, he was one of those players that he didn't give a rat's you-know-what about anything. Like, he was out here trolling guys. Like, He brought the character, he brought the energy. Him and Matthew Stafford, I could definitely say. I felt some type of way when I knew watching Matthew Stafford's last game. So
what I like about Golden Tate is I had a chance to play with him in Seattle, and yeah, he's got that Notre Dame energy. Notre Dame and Michigan energy is similar, but it's very different. That's the best way to catch it. It's similar, but it's very different.
And it's rare that I will give a nod to Michigan fan.
You know what? I appreciate that. So with that being said, I'm not talking about my attorney. I love you, Kevin. But with that being said, his energy was one of those ones where, like, he talks a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And anything he does, he talks on the ping pong table, he talks on the bowling.
He talked himself off about 20 boats at Muscatmoot.
100%. He talks on the billiard table, he talks on the football field. Like, you hate that. He's got the smile on his face while he's doing it. You're like, man, get out of here. But what I fell in love with in terms of his personality is he backed all of it up. Like, he beat me in ping pong, which I don't typically get beat. He almost beat me in pool. He beat me in bowling, which doesn't happen. And when you watch him on that football field, all that stuff that he's talking to the opposition and the DBs, he will go out there and bounce off your tackle and get to the house. He will lay your linebacker out, because I saw him knock Sean Lee out, and Sean Lee missed half the season, talking about the Dallas Cowboys. He goes out there and backs it up. Two things can be true. Annoying as hell. That joker is gifted.
Shout out Rando Smalls. He's got a 5 lineup here. Steve Kemp at 1.
Ooh.
This next name, I think, might get one of our teammates excited here. Bob Probert at 2.
Shout out.
Bob Probert at 2.
Bruce brother.
Ben Ogilvie.
Oh, okay. Ogilvie.
Kelly Tripucka.
Ooh.
And Cecil Fielder.
Okay, so here, Big Seth for sure. Shout out to Big Seth. He and I made the Michigan Hall of Fame same year, 3 years ago. Woodward Sports was there, and I appreciate you guys. Shout out to Neil Rule for that.
Shout out to Spenny yelling in the audience.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was.
That was a lot of fun. The Kelly Tripucka is an interesting one, because I feel like the Kelly Tripucka is my conversation about beef stew. Kelly Tripucka, much better player, so not in that sense. So Kelly Tripucka was elite, averaged 22 points a game while he was here in Detroit. But everybody's not meant to go to every level.
That's right.
And as good as Kelly Tripucka was as a Piston, he wasn't meant to go that final level and actually attain that championship. So it's not disrespect. It's just a true story, a true conversation.
Very, very well said.
Yeah.
Another hockey name on there. What do you think about this one, Cam? Keith Primo.
Keith Primo, he was a dog, though. He really was. Ooh. And it was upsetting when he left, because he produced big body in the center, big disruptor.
Who they give for Keith Primo? Is that Chelly, or is that around that time?
It is in that era, though. Yeah, for real. I don't know exactly what that move was, but Keith Primo.
Give us your guys.
Datsuk.
I know. I want to hear it.
Datsuk. So A-Dub asked us in the back, and my initial reaction was Big Ben Wallace. To all the teams, Chicago Bulls.
How do we not say
right down I-94? Are you for real?
Yeah, that's real.
Like, come on now.
That's real.
See, I mean, he got hurt by that. Kool-Aid got hurt by Grant Hill. I wasn't that hurt by either one of those situations.
Grant Hill hurt to a certain. The only reason why Grant Hill didn't hurt fully, and I'm not still in Cam's time, is Grant Hill is the first pair of like athlete sneakers I had. So it was the first one I got. So the Sprite commercial, I hated Duke, but when he came here, he didn't play like Duke. He was dunking on people, he was talking stuff, he was pushing people down. I was like, Coach K don't teach that. I said, so I rock with him. His injuries to ankles, those 2 seasons in a row, when they traded him, I was like, they probably traded him, because if they would have traded him healthy, I think it'd be number 1 all time.
Yeah, that leads. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Cam. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was going to say, a name that we haven't mentioned that I've seen awfully a lot in the chat is Pavel Datsuk. And
I figured that had to be on his list at some point.
He was so nasty. I know. I was so young.
Magician, man.
I was so young when he played here, and the fact that I know how nasty he was for how young I was when he was here. Another one, too, Glover Quinn and Quandre Diggs, both of them leaving. Quandre Diggs that one kind of pissed me off a little bit.
You could tell that Quandre Diggs won't hurt him too, and the reason why I say that is regardless of where they were at the time. What was it, 4 years ago when Quandre Diggs was talking to Penei Sewell after a game, and he was talking to him, and I think they got that sound bite, and we played it on the show.
Yeah.
And he was just talking about, man, you got to take your time in Detroit, man. They're going to love you, man. It's a hard-working people out there. Just do your thing. Go out there. Give everything. He said that community will fall in love with you. It's a great place. So, like, him saying that means how you feel is how he felt when it happened.
Yeah.
Because he just got paid.
I know he did. We extended him and everything, and then when Quinn Trisha came in here, they wanted to rebuild and bring their own guys in. But another one, too, that hurt me a little bit, especially because I was young at the time, Maglio Ordonez. Obviously, he retired or whatnot, but still, like that one kind of stung a little bit more. Verlander, obviously, too. Like that whole regime, when that whole regime, the Dave Nabrowski regime broke away, it broke my heart because I knew there was no light at the end of the tunnel, and obviously there still isn't.
I got a couple more names from the chat.
I'm not mad at Pavel though. Yeah, I'm not mad at Pavel. He came here. He won 2 chips for us, and then he went back to Russia.
And he was just so fun to watch.
Yeah.
He was.
The
Ndamukong Suh.
That's my other one.
Yeah,
that was my other one.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, most dominant defensive tackle, 2015.
They don't make him
he
like
was
him anymore, man.
As Braylon says, monster.
Dude, like he was mean too.
Yeah.
They don't make him like anymore.
They really don't.
They really don't. Like the closest we had was Aaron Donald.
You remember the sports science on him when he was coming out of Nebraska?
I do remember that. Yeah,
just like his first 10 steps or first 10 feet and all that. But a couple other names in there: Adam Oates, old school Red Wing; Bob Lanier, a little before our times, and then one that actually broke my older brother. He stopped watching baseball after Lance Parrish, his favorite, left town.
Oh, shout out to
great segment. That was some fun stuff.
It
hurt, but it was fun.
It's good nostalgia.
Good to reminisce.
It's good nostalgia. Well, tell me a little bit about Supreme, and we come back. We'll have some conversation. What direction does the chat want to go in? We kind of like set this up for you today. You guys didn't want to talk about Terrion Arnold so much. Boom, we pivoted. We move on to beef stew. Where is your level of conversation at right now? It's Thursday. Is it you want to talk Tigers, which there's not too much there.
I got something decent on the Tigers.
Chat, you let us know what you want to talk about.
I'll put a poll in the chat.
B-Lad, you get that prepared. Anson, tell us about Supreme.
Well, he was talking about reminiscing, and hopefully at the end of the summer you're reminiscing your old house you just moved out of because you upgraded into a new house. Or maybe that old apartment you want to reminisce because you just bought your first new house. Or you just need a refinance. Either way, you got to call Chad and Chris over at Supreme Lending. We fixed this graphic for you so you can see those numbers so you can get the ball rolling. You want to call them today, figure out where you stand so they can help you get to the best position possible for a lowest interest rate, 0% down payment program. And when you mention us, Woodward Sports, that we sent you, we're going to save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. So get on the phone today with Supreme Lending.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DebtCityFC.com.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
10 years in the making, and here it is. It is the Water Hazard. It is Founder's first vodka in a can. 5% ABV, refreshing, citrusy, and also it goes good with a slice. Make that slice a lemon slice, if you will. It's only 5% ABV, so you are good on that. But remember to drink responsibly when you do. Everybody's looking for it. It's the golf course. It's summertime. It's the backyard. It's on the weekend after you just finished cutting the grass. It's the new drink. It's the chill. It's the summertime vibe. And that is the Water Hazard from Founders Brew.
And we back.
All right, and we are back. This is Terrion Arnold right now as he is in Florida courtroom and he is being held without bond. So no chance for bail today. That was what the ruling
Flight
was.
risk. I mean, I can't see them like this. This is something you don't get bonded out on, man.
Yeah,
dude, that's insane.
And that's tough, and that makes it even more. And that makes it even. I think the decision for the Detroit Pistons Lions, I think they've already made a decision. I think this is deeper for, like I said, we're getting information a little bit like breadcrumbs. The Lions have the full scoop on what it is and what they're going to do. I just hate being in these spots because they put you in spots where you look around and you're like, I know my ass ain't
life,
like, but you're also looking like I know my like this is the very moment. Like I don't know what's true or not. All we have is speculation. All we have is the conversation. All we have is what they may testify to. But this is when you look around and be like, I ain't supposed to be here.
No, he looked a lot better in our opening graphic than he does in this one.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
It's tough.
Sad stuff.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's
It's
definitely you don't want to see him like that.
That's tough to see, man. You look at an individual who, just because you always want to go right to before that moment.
Right.
Like I've been in spots. I've been in situations. I wasn't in a situation like this, but I've had a DUI, and you're legitimately like sitting in this.
All your choices.
Yeah,
in that
100%. You think
span.
what led up to that, and
I would have gone right instead of left.
and you're asking yourself, you're like, dang man, I wish I wouldn't have had this, or I wish I wouldn't have done that, or I wasn't supposed to go here, or I wasn't supposed to be with, or I wasn't supposed to. Like you get to this point, it's too late, man. Let this be a lesson. Like pay attention to some of the younger people in chat and some of the older individuals in chat. Like don't make that move. Like the one that weighs heavy, the one that you're like because it happens. Like these decisions, like there is that other side, there is that other shoulder where there's somebody on your shoulder, God, telling you don't do that.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Cardiac.
And you feel it, and you know what I'm talking about. You know when you have those tough decisions, and you know you shouldn't do one. And you think about the one, and then you feel like I shouldn't do that one, and you still pull the trigger on it, man. And this is what happens.
Cartier in the chat: a fool and his money always part ways inevitably.
Yep.
It's a true story. This is the thing: is you talk about earlier in the show about how people say, "How can you do this when you're a millionaire?" And it is so easy to get swept up in just a moment.
Yeah.
And you have a couple of pops, and you're there with your boys, and they're saying, yeah. And unfortunately, he just didn't have the level head in the room. And now the level heads, they're submitting evidence against him.
Yeah. Also, too, it's just a tough situation, too, because, like, you just know it start off as one thing. And this can happen. Let's say this happens to anybody. A lot of individuals out here carry. Like, everybody's carrying these days. That's what it is. Everybody's carrying. A lot of individuals carry. If you're in a situation where you had Airbnb, you're younger in your 23s, it doesn't have to have money. You can have a little bit of money. Somebody robs you or somebody takes your stuff, what are you going to do? I got to get my stuff back.
But why do you have $250,000 worth of stuff in your Airbnb?
Real spill, Anson.
No.
No, you don't keep valuables in a place that you can rent out to other people. Like that's just, I don't know. I feel like that is common sense.
So this is.
He was in a long-term.
Was it a long-term situation? I didn't know if it was a weekend.
I thought it was short, long-term, like probably.
Well, yeah,
3
you can
months,
get
whatever.
you can get one of those for that, or you can get it. It could have been a weekend. I don't know what the deal is. Was he living there? Do we know that?
I don't know actually.
Interesting. Well, Michael Wary in the chat, $5 to say something you'll appreciate, Bray.
Yeah, go ahead.
People, we don't know the verdict yet. Stop saying he's guilty until the information comes out. Chill out.
Yeah.
Yep.
The police have arrived. Shout out our police.
I appreciate that. As of right now, only thing he's guilty of is being, not smart in this situation. And now the situation is taking a turn, and now it's going further. Now, as opposed to his part in that, we'll find out. It will come out. And if it is him, the mastermind behind this, guess what? Unfortunately, he's going to get his just due. Just like anybody else that be in this situation.
Yeah, I'm. Going back to the chat. So jewelry and $250,000 in cash there is nuts. No, it's not if you're living there, and I mean it's nuts to us. But everything's relative in terms of
that's why
what kind of money you make.
That's why I don't like having that conversation, because then it opens up another one and people get pissed. Like,
I mean, there's people that would say to me, "Why do you have $250 sitting out on the table?"
Like $250,000 cash, like cash is king. I don't know, you never had that much money. Like cash is king, and if you have access to it, like if you can put yourself in a situation and keep cash around you, you never know what's gonna happen. You never know with this digital, the digital wave we live in. This shit could crash at any moment, and you're gonna be struggling trying to.
My Bitcoin's gone.
Exactly, Bitcoin gone, crypto gone, Cash App gone, Venmo gone. However you pass your money, your bank accounts, well, they're frozen because they're figuring things out. So that's why people that have money or access to that type of cash,
my Phantom got
keep cash around. Cash will always be king.
I got hacked for $480 of crypto.
And then it'd be going old.
$480 of crypto I got hacked.
Yeah.
It's real talk. Nuts. But the big thing about having money around, though, is it's kind of like having guns around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are inviting more eyes. just eyes. It's all about eyes, man, and you don't know who those eyes are connected to.
You're not lying, because you can have 400 legal guns, and the optimum word is legal. However, the conversation, what's all these guns? What are you preparing for? What's going? I mean, 400 is a lot of guns.
I just like guns,
I should have started with like 50.
400 a lot.
I went to
you need a whole extra room for that.
Speaking of the whole extra room, man, where's the conversation in this room right now?
Yeah. I'm looking at the poll right now that we have in the chat. It is currently
dead heat.
Yeah, it is currently tied between around the NFL and NBA at 46%. Only 8% want the Tigers. It actually is tilting over towards around the NFL. We do have some things in here, Braylon, if you wanted to go around the
Locked
NFL.
and loaded.
You know what? Let's go around the NFL, but before we do it, let's finish off the NBA with this one. Let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves acquiring LaMelo Ball. We didn't talk about that one.
What?
Yeah.
What? Where you been at?
That happened today?
Wait, you didn't know about that?
Today.
I sent it to the group chat this morning with a WTF. Big
I've been busy.
Yeah,
I have had a very busy morning.
I will say that. Four first round and Nas Reed, LaMelo Ball. They switched 4 first rounds.
Right. Oh yeah, LaMelo Ball is a Timberwolf, baby.
He is a Timberwolves. Minnesota just can't seem to make
So
smart
Ant-Man
moves.
spoke up. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Because earlier in the week we were talking about how he might be the next superstar on the block. Disgruntled.
First of all, I knew he wasn't going nowhere.
Well, of course. Why would you trade one of the 5 faces of the NBA right now? You just don't do that. But you bring in LaMelo.
What does that do for that situation?
It creates a lot of logo threes, that's for sure.
That's what I'm saying. And
I don't see it work into a championship anytime soon. You lose Nas as a major piece of your interior D. Wild.
Yeah.
Wild trade.
It is unbelievably wild. And there was a big
it's a flamboyant backcourt, that's for sure, man.
A lot of highlights and probably 50. I'm predicting 52 wins and a lot of highlights.
I'll just say 54 cap. Tops.
I'm with you.
So there was a tweet that I had saw earlier, and it was pretty interesting. Let's see. Yes, I did. So Minnesota went all in. And I have this here. It was a tweet here, and it was the Timberwolves don't control their own first-round picks until 2034. In 2027, it was for the Rudy Gobert trade. 2028, there was the Hornets swap for
this
Melo.
year swap with us.
Yep. And then we have a 2029 top 5 projected pick in 2029 that for the Gobert trade. Charlotte swap in 2030.
Top 5 protected?
Yes, projected.
Oh, okay.
2031, the Rob Dillingham draft night trade. 2032, Charlotte swap. And 2023 is another Charlotte swap. So they literally don't have any first-round picks until 2034. So
those two better figure it out, Bray.
I just think it's very interesting that these two teams are the ones trading together, because I don't trust either one of their franchises' front offices. Like, I don't trust the Charlotte Hornets, and I damn sure don't trust the Minnesota Timberwolves. Nothing that Minnesota has done since they've had Ant-Man or since they've been in this space has shown me that they know how to put a team together. They know how to
put a team together. McHale put a hell of a team together in Boston.
First of all,
when he traded Garnett for nothing.
Yeah, they gave up 4 first rounders for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, it is.
Now they're giving up another 4 first rounders for freaking LaMelo Ball.
How does the NBA let McHale and Ainge do the things they do?
Notice where they both played.
Mm-hmm.
Notice where they both played.
The ghosts of the Boston
Red
Garden will never go away.
Well, 100%, because it's the mob. Like, NBA is set up on the mob. NFL is set up on the mob. Sports,
baby.
Shout out Joe Namath.
Greed, baby, greed.
Let's take a quick commercial break. Let's get a message, get a quick reset, and get a feel for what we're going to do. Let's get a message in. Let me know about pure
baby.
psychology.
Hey, man, after this week in Detroit sports, we might need to make the call, guys. Listen, but seriously, if you're dealing with PTSD, anxiety, relationship issues, whatever you're going through, you already know you need to talk to somebody. It's not easy. It's not talking about sports. It is a little more difficult, but I'm going to tell you, Pure Psych does make it easy, and they make it comfortable, and they make it accessible, and they're going to make it just for you. It's not cookie cutter. They're in Michigan, and they're also in Northern Ohio, and you can find them at PurePsychMI.com.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasta salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them, and that's not very nice.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DebtCityFC.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Yo, what's up, Woodward Sports? And if you're looking to take your relaxation to the next level, you got to check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. We were there for the NFL draft party this year, and it was a great experience. Never felt comfortable watching the NFL draft like I was there. They carry top brands like Infinity and Osaki, making it the go-to destination for premium comfort and cutting-edge wellness technology. Be sure to visit Dr. Eric Duncan, the Wellness Doc, and the creator of the #1 YouTube channel for massage chair reviews at the Wellness Doc. And book your visit today at massagechairhouse.com or simply scan the QR code right above my head. Massage Chair House, your ultimate ticket to recovery and relaxation. And that also brings me to a side piece that you can combine the two with. Yes, that is our
ultimate relaxation. Let's be real.
Relaxation. I got to tap into one of these as well, and I'll tell you what, it is a great device. They launched their newest Switch 2-gram dual chamber disposable featuring liquid diamonds. With 2 chambers and 2 different flavor profiles, you can enjoy the left and the right, or both all together for a unique combination. So indica or sativa, you pick one of the two. Excuse me. Discover your new favorite with the Switch by Amnesia. And we back.
We are back. By the Switch. How do you work the Switch? How do you know which side is which?
Show him, Anson. Show him. I don't have mine.
And I'm like, maybe I should today. So there's a button at the bottom here.
Okay, I see the
and
button.
You press that once, and it goes. A little digital interface comes up. There's 3 things at the top here: the one on the right, the one on the left, and then the one in the middle. So you get sativa.
You can blend them both.
Hybrid, baby.
That stuff is
hybrid.
Yeah.
Let's towards the end of the show, we can go for some indica.
Oh yeah, baby, that's right. Just some of that, a little bit of that amnesia.
Hey, do this. We teased it already. Let's go around the NFL a little bit. So why don't we go around the NFL? B-Lad, take us around.
Oh, I sure can do that, ladies and gentlemen. So we've had some news here in the last couple of days in regards to 49ers currently wide receiver Brandon Ayuk, and he seems to be making his presence on social media known recently. He just currently dropped this clip, and this might be the second newest one. I think he came out with another one too, like yesterday or the day before, but this is one we have loaded in our system. But I want you guys to take a listen here. I'm going to have you guys up on the screen as well with this to get your live reaction.
What's up, everybody? I had a great Father's Day. And before I lay down and go to bed tonight, I just wanted to say, go Commanders! Go Commanders, man. Go Commanders! Raise hell, man. Take command. Fuck you talking about?
So,
what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what this guy is on about, but apparently, go Commanders. Do we see Brandon Ayuk in a Commanders uniform once he gets... I mean, I would assume he gets released by the San Francisco 49ers. Do we see him in a Commanders jersey next season?
Realistically, like, anything can happen in this day and age as it relates to the world of sports. Like what they put up with and what they tolerate it behooves me. Potentially, maybe. Why not? What do the Commanders have now as it relates to the wide receiver position outside of scary Terry McLaurin?
Yeah.
I think they're trying to get back to where they were 2 years ago, which was in the NFC Championship game. I think if somehow he's able to get himself together for a season, I think he could be a valuable part of what they're trying to do. I would stay away from him, but no, nothing, what's the word I'm looking for? Nothing surprises me anymore. So could we? Possibly.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's the thing is, like, if I'm a GM, do I really want to take a risk on a guy that could have potentially be a cancer to my locker room? Like, that's kind of the conversation as it is right now. Like, we saw the fall off of Antonio Brown and continuing to fall off, may I add. I don't know what he's doing on Facebook Live or whatever he's doing recently. But that's another one of those things, too, that you got to factor in.
Because, like, AB in one hand, you'll see the feed come up of him coaching kids and working with kids and running around doing, and you're like, man, see, okay, he's charged his path. And then later on that night, AB will have a whole nother stream that he's doing. You're like, oh.
I don't get it, man. And that's another one of the sad things. Talk about getting players who've hurt you. I was a huge Antonio Brown fan going up, especially, he was a Central Michigan graduate. Like, he's, been in the state, and I mean, he was one of the best receivers that I've ever gotten to watch too. And to kind of see him fall off like that, and people talking about how they've tried to talk to him, they've tried to kind of shift him in the right direction, and nothing really ever happened from it. It is kind of sad at a certain extent.
I tell you like this, people, it's funny because this is the conversation I don't like about CTE or about head trauma, is when individuals want to use the conversation when they're siding with it or when it works in their favor or when they're trying to act like they care about the cause. They're like, man, player safety is important and the helmets are important, and you see individuals going out there and you got women that come up to you and be like, is CTA, like, is it going on with all the athletes and it's tough in the football field and my heart goes out to them. But then when you may see a situation where you're watching CTE or when you're watching a potential residual effect happen from head trauma, then you look at it and everything is goofy. Right. Everything is like, man. So that's the conversation around CTE. Don't in 1 second understand that it exists and use it for your sympathy when you want to. But then when you see a situation like Vontaze Burfict knocked him the hell out.
Oh, yeah,
and that wasn't the only time.
Changed him forever.
And that wasn't, thank you. And that wasn't the only time AB, who's an undersized wide receiver, got smacked around in Pittsburgh.
So we all know
I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but I know that's exactly what it is.
We all know that one person in our life. We all we had a guy that we used to party with that had a serious head trauma, and after that he was just he was a problem all the time. Decent guy, always had a decent heart, but just after that happened, he was never the same, always creating problems. And like, I know it's just another hit, but that hit was vicious.
Yeah.
And when something like that happens to your head, you can be changed irrevocably. I'm not even going to try to say that right now.
No, I know what you're trying to say.
Like, never again are you the same. And this guy, clearly you saw that. Now, Ayuk, for me, this is a guy that, like,
irrevocably.
Yes, thank you. The Wolverine,
Wolverine in the house.
It's not an easy one. Anyway, so he signed this $4-year deal. We're looking at it. It cost them $29 million if they released him before the June 1st designation. Now it would be over $45 million. So he's not going anywhere, right? But like, how do you endear yourself to a team that you just held out from, and now you're saying you don't want to be there, even though you're being paid handsomely to be there?
Absolutely right.
Do they got to trade him? I mean, what do you do with this, Bray? I mean, is this a guy that you see suiting up for San Francisco this year?
Yeah, they got to trade him. They got to be able to move him because he's still under contract. And you got to move him off the books and get something from him. It's not going to work in San Francisco. That ship has sailed and it's worn thin. So it won't work there. But they still own his rights. And you still got a guy in Brandon Ayuk, if healthy, which, physically I believe he's healthy.
Yeah.
You got to move him. For every individual, there's a team out there. There is a team out there.
He had $27 million voided and 26 guarantees for refusing to rehabilitate his ACL and MCL.
Yeah, like that
$27 million because you don't want to rehab your own body?
And that case is still going, right? Or is that?
I don't know what's going on.
This poor kid can't figure it out.
No,
man.
He can't.
All the talent in the world, though.
Right. And that brings me to
all of them are in the SEC. I'm just saying.
I love that dig.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's
SEC.
Hey man.
We're here to be.
I was gonna say, speaking of making moves, a lot of teams have been making some moves this offseason, Braylon, and that brings me to this image here. We have the most money spent. And if you can't see that right there, that is the Tennessee Titans at the top with $318 million spent this offseason. Right below them is the Vegas Raiders.
8-9.
Yeah, they're not going to look pretty solid. I think they will surprise some people, although they made
8-9 would be a surprise.
Honestly, 8-9 would be nice.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Titans fans would take that.
I think they would too, especially making Cam Ward making steps forward. Then you got the really old Washington Commanders right underneath them at around $500 million. That you have the Indianapolis Colts at a whopping $500 million. I believe that says two. Oh, 200. Sorry, that says 2. Those are both 200. Sorry.
Where are those damn Detroit Lions?
They're down.
The Lions
deep.
are the bottom 4. There you go, right behind you, Bray. If you want to take a look at that, a little bit more clear for you.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that.
So what I see is opportunity to go get yourself a DB.
Hey, man.
I see opportunity. Go get yourself a DB. Won't cost you a lot. And you got a lot of money to spend. Yeah, I understand about Jameer Gibbs and Sam Laporte and Brian Branch.
Who would you get? Out of the names we talked about, out of those free agent names, you don't have to give anything up. You just pay him.
You're not paying Marshawn Lattimore much of anything.
Would you get him?
I would.
Bring that size here?
I would.
I like it.
I would too, because also too, like everywhere he's been in some spaces where he can. You talked about that, being able to share knowledge, share information, pass that along. I like Marshawn Lattimore.
Okay.
You know what's interesting about that
he was
list
with the Commanders
too?
last year, I think.
The NFC North, 3 teams in the NFC North are in the bottom 10. You got Packers, you got the Lions, and you got the Vikings at dead last, actually. Which is, I'm not surprised about the Vikings, nonetheless, because they don't have a GM, or they haven't had a GM in the last couple months. But
Vikings makes a lot of sense. You know why? It's because what position aren't they paying?
What position? Oh, quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not paying. Like Kyler Murray's making $1 million. Or is it three?
Yeah, like he's something league minimum or something like that.
$3 million.
And your backup's on a rookie deal.
Exactly. Both of it. So
I thought that was interesting because we see the Tennessee Titans, obviously they weren't the greatest team in the world last year, and they are at the very top of that new regime with Robert Saleh. How do you feel like they are going
all the bad teams are at the top.
You think the Titans are 9-8? I feel like that division's wide open, Bray. I feel like that division is one of the more open divisions in the NFL.
Yeah, you got the Indianapolis Colts where you're trying to figure out what Daniel Jones is going to be in year 2 coming off that injury, and what that wide receiver core now looks like with your $30 million man, Alec Pierce.
Yep.
Give me a break.
32.
But then Tennessee, and you have the Texans.
Yep, you got Houston
Texans are always interesting. Obviously, how C.J. Stroud ended the playoffs last year. A lot of questions about him. That's fair. The Jacksonville Jaguars, can they duplicate what they did last year? The run they went on, I think they won 9 of their last 10 games or something like that. Something crazy like that. So I don't know if it's that open, because I think it's going to be those two. But there are questions about the top 2, so that means it is in a frame open.
Liam Cohen and the Texans defense. It's between those two.
Yeah, and that is exactly right. And that brings me to a Lions topic here, guys.
Hey, finally,
there's a receiver that Anson loves. And there was a recent video clip that was dropped of him running one-on-ones with the Arizona Cardinals. I believe it was last season. I'm about to play it here for you guys to all see here. But
he's sneaky, man.
He's a very sneaky guy, and I think
under
he
the radar
might be
signing.
I think he might be a problem. I think he might just be a problem. Take a look at this one-on-one rep here.
Oh,
hey. Like, can we? I'm gonna replay that one more time for you guys here.
Like, I like Leaf, but nah, you ain't got that, Leaf.
Don't blink.
I don't think Leaf has that in his bag, Anson. I believe you are right about that. But where do you guys think that Greg Dortch, what do you think his role is going to be this season for the Detroit Lions?
When we first picked him up when we were in our old studio in Birmingham, like I legitimately broke it down and talked about him. I liked the dynamics of what he was. I love the ability to put the ball in his hands and allow him to do yards after catch, allow him to be special. But also I like the fact that Petson brought him with him. There's an element that he knows Petson's system. He knows the little nuanced things that he wants to do. So that's going to be dope. There's no longer a fourth-round receiver that you draft out of University of Kentucky due to an ACL injury. This is going to be a guy that's going to speed up that position, if you will. He could be your 4. Because this is the one that you don't have. You got your guy that's going to be your long ball guy. That's going to be J-Mo. You got your big receiver, your big body guy over the middle, the red zone, and also can run decent routes, and that's Isaac Tesla. And we know what Amon-Ra St. Brown is. You don't have that dynamic guy. Just get in, just get out, do that. So that's a mean four-headed wide receiver.
When we didn't have Amon-Ra St. Brown last year, there was nobody who could fill that role.
Yeah.
This guy's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right, but he can go into that slot if we lose him for a game or two in the season. Honestly, J-Mo and Tesla are kind of in a spot where you can interchange them in the lineup or in their routes where you're running them. That guy, he can step into the slot and do a lot of different things.
You got voided areas when you don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're voided areas. You know where J-Mo's going to be. You know where Tesla's going to be. Like, when you don't have that, it's like, oh, we don't have to guard this. They don't like to bring things in here. This is not what they typically do. With Greg Dortch, he's a guy that can do a lot of that same stuff.
Fun. That is facts. And that brings me to my last point. Recent news might have already been covered here, but the NFL canceled their supplemental draft. And one reason is because of Brendan Sorsby, right? And here's my issue with that. Is we see players in the NFL already established getting in much far worse trouble and facing little consequences. At least they just canceled the supplemental draft over one guy. And obviously, you could take it here and there. Oh, it's not that big of a deal. Maybe he'll find a team. Brendan Sorsby will find a team to play on this year, and then he can just go next year. But you got to think about it. NFL ownership, who do they partner with all the time? What ads do you see throughout all sorts of stadiums?
And that's why they did it.
It's all sports books, DraftKings.
I agree.
You name it.
I agree with that. But looking at it from the NFL standpoint, it's like, look, we understand what this kid is. Perception. This is what this kid does. This is what the record is. Any single thing he does is going to be left with a magnifying glass continuously. Everything you do, we got to look at you like this. It's risk versus reward. Do we let this guy in the league and hope that he changes and maybe he's a beacon or whatever? Or, I don't even really need a supplemental draft this year. Yeah, let's just not do it. And let's just let what happened in college, let's let them figure it out before he gets to this level.
Sorsby and the Argonauts.
Exactly. Look at that.
I don't think
CFL ball knowledge.
I don't think the college situation. I don't think the college aspect of Brendan Sorsby is done. It's not.
I think there'll be a team out there that picks him up.
100%.
There are a lot of teams that like to bend the rules.
Hey, what? And now it's legal.
And then there's teams that just use the refs to their advantage to win things, like the Peasants and their supporter in the chat who's pissing everybody off. Shout out, we do appreciate your support, but they're pretty fired up. Peasants fans got them fired up. Should we pay some
And listen, I'm not. I see. I'm salty in the chat. Dude gambled at every college he went and didn't follow the rules. I'm not justifying Brendan Sorsby. I just feel like it's a little bit hypocritical by the NFL there.
Well, to not have a supplemental draft is ridiculous. It should be an every year thing.
Correct.
Period.
I agree.
Leave it up to the teams now.
Exactly right, and that's just what I'm saying.
They have one every year. It's not every year.
They have it when there's guys that are worth being taken, but it should be available to be taken.
Yeah.
Period.
Correct.
I would say this as it relates to. I understand. I am salty. I understand. B-Lad. I would say this: the NFL, whenever they do it, they protect the guys that are in the league. And this is a situation where this guy hasn't made the league yet. So what they're doing is they're trying to keep it from even having to deal with it.
Correct.
So they shut the draft down. They have nothing to deal with. So.
Leave it to the
sucks,
NCAA.
But at the end of the day, it's like, I would have done it too.
Hey, man.
Unless you have to deal with, unless you have to be responsible for. But you should be responsible for getting yourself to Art and Jake's on June 30th. Because we got baseball. We got Tigers versus the Yankees. And I know, but it won't just be Tigers versus Yankees. It's us. It's the crew. It is Woodward Sports. Come on down to Art and Jake. 80 TVs, wall to wall. And then they got the beers on tap. 22 to be exact. Food, menu, the people, the service, everything is top notch. So pull up. Sterling Heights, where you at? It will be in Sterling Heights. The game starts at 8. Coverage starts, coverage starts at 7:30. We'll get there a little bit early. We set up. We'll be there. We'll chill. We'll vibe. Come pull up on us. Tell us everything that you want to do, but do it at Art and Jake's June 30th. Or just go to Art and Jake's because food's still good.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
They've been the leaders in their field for over 30 years here in Metro Detroit. We're talking about the Yaldo Eye Center. Over 100,000 successful LASIK procedures. And we're talking about LASIK. We're talking about something that you're in and out in 5 minutes. It's painless. And the majority of everybody is seeing 20/20 the next day. It's time for you to invest in yourself, invest in your eyes, and they're going to make it that real easy on you. $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Doesn't matter whether you can't see or not. They're going to hook it up for only $16.99 per eye. Head on over to YaldoEyeCenter.com or call that number you see there, 248-553-9800, so you can learn more.
So you can learn more, and we are back. Great show out of you, man. Great week. I know I won't be with you guys tomorrow. Headed out to Bandon Dunes.
I forgot to bring some Joey Harrington stuff.
I'll bring some stuff back, man. Shout out to Joey Harrington and Bandon Dunes.
I was always a fan of him. He just seemed like a guy you want to hang around with, man.
Still work. He's cool.
Yeah.
He's cool, good energy, good golfer.
Heisman.
Really love his. I think he finished third.
See, he doesn't like blue skies, but to me, he just always just seemed like happy and like the sky is blue, man.
Speaking of the sky being blue, man, put up that picture. Let me show them what Bandon Dunes looks like, man. So this was last year. This was off the coast of Bandon Dunes. This was the second day where we got the good weather. It still was on.
He had no idea they were taking his photo, by the way.
I did. I BS you not. I did not. It was a guy that works for CBS. Like, he took the candid picture.
That's so funny. He was captured.
He's Adonis over here. He looks like Adonis.
Appreciate that. And then we got another picture. This is the picture of the crew. So, oh man, they're gonna kill me. I don't know everybody in this picture. Where's Joey? There you go. We got Joey. We got Farmer, Eric Crouch, myself, Joey Galloway, Ohio State legend. Oh my God. I can't think of his name. He was starting quarterback at Iowa my freshman year, and then he played Ohio State. I forget his name.
Cam, zoom in, cut him off.
And I do have the video you had dropped in here.
So you think it's beautiful? It's off the coast. It's the Pacific Northwest coast. Yeah, the sun's out sometimes. Majority of the time, it looks like Scotland, and here is the video to verify.
I come to you live from Bandon Dunes, hole 1.
It's raining.
This is
snowing.
Sheep ranch.
You got a beanie on.
Actually, a
what?
sheep ranch.
Everybody out there had on rain gear. I had a quarter zip and some. You see what the pants thin? It was crazy out there. Overcast. It's a good shot though. It was a good shot. My first shot, not so much. My first shot was like a 70-yard duff to the right, but that was a nice approach shot. That was a 220.
You bringing the rain gear this year?
I brought my own version of the rain gear. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not like soak it up, but like dance it off rain gear.
Because
right?
I refuse to pay $1,200 for some rain stuff that I'm only going to wear at Bandon Dunes and nowhere else. Because I don't plan on going to St. Andrews anytime soon.
So it's what, Spartan rain gear? Or?
Nah, I got some Michigan stuff as well as an aloe suit that I'm a multi-purpose.
I know you're bringing green out there, though. I know you're going to be wearing green at least one day.
I'm trying to see about that, man. You know what? Team USA plays again tonight. Team USA already 2-0 in group play right now, so they're already qualified. Probably won't play everybody in this game. Cam, is this a game that
we gotta rest our players.
There we go.
Pulisic didn't even play last week, so let that calf, fully rest even more. We're already in match play, so why go hard? Turkey ain't no thing either. They're a big disappointment anyways. So yeah, let's go. Let's get ready for match tournament play.
Speaking of getting ready for tournament play, tomorrow Holland and Mbappe.
Yes.
And that's going to be a big one. Preview this game for a little bit.
Cam's excited about this.
You're talking about.
I really am.
Let me set the scene for you. Tomorrow, when you have Holland from Norway and you have Mbappe of France, you have the face of soccer right now in Mbappe, and you have the best striker in the world in Holland. I looked at his freaking regiment. The regiment, you know what? Talk about him. I'm finding
the Viking.
Who are you talking about? Holland?
The Viking?
Holland, yeah.
Holland, yeah.
Holland.
I mean, this guy is coming into the World Cup sizzling. This is his first appearance here. He's already got 4 goals. And he's right behind Messi, tied with Mbappe, who is like proven stud. So this guy, watch out for Haaland. Moving forward, this is a big matchup. I didn't even know this was on the radar until Braylon told me yesterday. So
I may or may not have bought an Erling Haaland rookie card 3 years ago. Didn't know who he was just in like a basketball room. He's like, I got this soccer card. And I'm like, I'll get it. And just kind of been following him a little bit.
Yes.
Watching him in this tournament, the guy is, the way he plays is like an actual Viking. I mean, he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's huge out there, and he's fearless, man. He's not worried about his body. Like
he's got a
headers
knack
and
too.
stuff, man. Yeah.
He's got a knack to score goals. He is always in the right position, whether it's, using his head, knee.
Have you seen he's put like 3 shots off of guys' faces in this one?
Oh, yeah.
There's that one frozen. That poor man's face is cooked, man.
Yeah, this dude's going to be a force to reckon with, but Mbappe,
how old is he?
He will get in the way.
How old is Haaland?
I'm not sure what Haaland's age is. Okay. I really don't know, but he got to be a youngin'. This is his first appearance. He looks babyface as mug.
He does.
Look out for Vinny Jr., though, who just gave it to Scotland yesterday. 2 goals.
Listen to Haaland's routine. Like I had to pull this up before we got up out of here. His diet: organic meat, cow heart plus liver, grass-fed tomahawk steak, eggs on sourdough, raw local honey, 0 ultra-processed synthetic ingredients. His sleep protocol: blue light glasses 3 hours before bed to protect melatonin production, mouth tape at night to enforce nasal breathing, and I might need that. In bed by 10:30 p.m. every night. His morning routine: natural sunlight directly in his eyes, 10-minute outdoor walk for fresh air, red light panels, which I'm looking at in this video, red light panels to simulate cellular energy for dark Manchester mornings. His recovery routine: ice bath, sauna 4 to 5 times a week, 20 minutes daily of hip flexor, groin, and hamstring flexibility. That is so freaking important, especially in soccer. And then nasal breathing during low to moderate training sessions. Like, this is his daily.
You just added a couple things to yours, didn't you?
I did, actually. I'm not going to.
I'm taking notes too, dude.
I'm not going to go super ham. I'm not that young, and I'm not trying to compete in the World Cup, but there are a lot of things that you can do on the daily in there. And I heard Cam get excited with that diet.
Yes.
Yeah.
All good things. Yeah. All good things to put in the body. And Haaland is 25 years
young
old.
Young as hell, man.
Yeah.
He'll be around for a minute.
1,000%.
Especially with that regimen.
You know what? We won't be around for another minute because it's about to be 4 o'clock. And the show is the Terrion Arnold stuff. More to come tomorrow. You guys will touch up on that as Anson Wells.
More news is dropping.
They will handle the show tomorrow. More news will drop. More information will be passed. And then also the NBA is the gift right now that keeps on giving. What the Pistons do, what does the East do? So I think that's also just as important as what the Pistons do in those moves. I won't be here tomorrow, but I hope you are. Join Anson, join the crew, join the show. That is the Braylon Network Show.
Got a couple surprises for him.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
We'll make
got
it
a
fun.
couple sizes.
Tap
My
in,
boy,
guys.
Sweet Potato Cam, B-Lad, Anson. We are the Braylon Network Show. And I will see you next week.
Peace out.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.